How you guys doing? Welcome to part two of our talk from yesterday. I think we left off on Daryl.
Yeah, let me grab something. Let's see. Sorry, different one. What inspires you? Family. I don't know. Were you a Simpsons fan?
Yeah, I like the Simpsons.
All right, so it was like the episode from like the early season when Maggie was just born. So, like Homer was working at the nuclear power plant, hated the job, and basically like Mr. Burns and like Mr. Smithers, they had like a sign like in his office, like something that basically was like you will be here forever, something like that. But he had changed it like to do it for them. So it was like pictures of like his whole family, do it for them. So that's like what inspires me. Like I got mouths to feed. I got people to support, look after, care about, and just like making sure that they see like the best version of me.
Yeah.
If heaven offer rides, Lord, order me a lift. I'm just trying to be in your presence since you blessed me with this gift. All of my friends dead and gone, no time to right their wrongs. Heaven must have.
My inspiration, I can say, comes from like saying you family, not just my blood. The people that brought me in here, my siblings, like just my family that I created. My kids, the fact that they don't know what a struggle is, that they don't know how it feels to have the lights off, to not know where their meal coming from, the fact that they would never know that, and never have to face those hardships as long as I'm their father. That's my inspiration. Me being able to wake up to not just my fiance, but just to my kids every single day. The fact that I can go to sleep with my kids and my fiance every single day, like to me, that's my inspiration. That's a reminder of like you gotta keep going. You can't stop. And that's my most motivation. And then also my inspiration comes from the fact that I am nothing like my sisters and brothers, and I'm from the hood, and I tell people, but I'm not hood.
Yeah.
So my inspiration comes from me being able to see all the bad stuff that comes with the hood, that comes from selling drugs, that comes from smoking drugs, that comes from all these bad things.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like a blueprint of what I don't want to do. So my inspiration is not being another stat, not being another stereotype.
Yeah.
And my inspiration is just the fact that my kids can look at me and see a proud father, and not just a proud father, somebody they can be proud of, but just a great man.
Yeah.
So that's my inspiration. We getting deep here.
Yeah.
Vulnerability and trust. That's a good one. That's a good one. Because I feel like in today's society, men feel like being vulnerable is a sign of weakness, right? Everybody want to be tough.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be hard. Everybody want to be a gangster. Everybody wants to be what they see on TV, and they think just being vulnerable means being weak. No, being vulnerable is having that emotional intelligence, understanding, that you need help, understanding that you need to speak to someone, understanding that, you created a village and lean on that village.
Yeah.
So being vulnerable to me isn't a sign of weakness. To me, it's a sign of strength, because at least you could identify what you need help with.
Yeah.
And that trust factor, that was something that, I ain't gonna lie, I had to work on a lot. Only because, like I said, my mom wasn't there as much. My father wasn't there. My great-grandmother that I leaned on heavily, she passed away. My godmother, whom I thought was going to take me away from the hood and take me away from my parents, when we got to that moment, she passed away. And then recently, my grandmother, who, you know, pretty much raised me, and then even in the church. So when every time I felt like it was my way out, somebody died. So my trust has been broken in so many pieces. So for a moment, I was scared to let people in because I felt like if I let them in, then something would happen to them or they would die.
Yeah.
And my fiance noticed, like, so we battled back and forth with just trust. And it wasn't even nothing she was doing wrong. It was just inner demons that I had to fight.
Waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah, so stuff that I had to fight. And it had nothing to do with her, but I can tell that I wasn't allowing myself to be vulnerable to realize that. I'm a man,
Yeah.
you know? And then I realized, you know what? I have to be vulnerable. I have to identify my weaknesses. And if I can battle this war within me, good and evil and trust and all this other stuff, then finally I can allow myself to trust.
Yeah.
So I'm still growing, but I feel like with trust, I am better.
So for me, I'll start with trust. That's still something that like I'm definitely like working on, because I'm one of those people where it's, if I hear a problem, the first thing I want to do is immediately fix it.
Same here.
You know, so as soon as it's, this is going on, okay, what can we do about it? Or this is what we're going to do for it. So I always like hated like bringing something to somebody's attention that like I'm dealing with, and not necessarily looking for like a resolution to it, but at least like feeling like I was like being heard. And you know, when it's just like, oh man, that's crazy, and it's like, you know what, it's all good, I got it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you sure? Like, yeah, don't even worry about it. So just being able to like allow someone to even, you know, like help you.
Yeah.
So like for me, like trust is like even like thinking that someone was like, basically someone was like incapable of doing something only because it's like, well, they didn't drop what they were doing to do it.
Yeah.
So also like that kind of leads into like the vulnerability thing. I remember when we were like, when my wife and I, we were like planning our wedding. We were like going through the playlist. She wanted her Rod Wave. She wanted her, you know, like R. Kelly, Nicki Minaj, twerk that, throw that, whatever. So I wanted a handful of songs. One of the songs I wanted was by a bluegrass group. And I know, like, black, you got locks. What you mean you want a bluegrass group to like play a song? So it's this group called the Lumineers. And they have this song called Ho Hey. Now, Ho Hey, it kind of sounds like it goes along with the theme of everything else. Like, you got the twerking and whatnot. But the lyrics are, I belong to you, you belong to me, you're my sweetheart. So, for me, like, I felt like that, like, resonated with, like, our relationship. And I was like, I want this song to play. So, like, I had her listen to it, and I felt like she didn't listen to it.
Yeah.
So, I felt offended by that.
Yeah.
And she was just like, it's okay. I was like, no, did you not hear what they were saying? Did you not hear those lyrics? Like, it meant so much to me, to the point that, like, I actually got, like, emotional from it. Like,
Yeah.
and she was like, what the hell? Like, what's wrong with you? And I was actually, like, crying. Because I was like, you don't even get it, man. Like, yo, someone shit again. Like, it was just...
The school bus all over again.
Like, you know, like, I felt like, because for me, being vulnerable, but also being raised by a woman,
Yeah.
I know it was like difficult for her to do that, because like me and like I had two other brothers. So for a woman to basically show you how to be a man is difficult.
Yes.
So like, with that being said, what always ends up happening is you're a man, you don't show emotion, you don't feel emotions, you don't cry. So like a lot of that stuff, I felt like I was like very like stoic about like throughout the year. So like it always came out randomly, like when I would, like, especially in adulthood, feel like feelings.
Yeah.
So when that happened, she was like, what the hell is going on? And I was just like, man, you don't hear that shit? Like, you don't feel that though? Like, come on, man, like, you don't get it? And like for her it was just like I don't even know what's happening here, and I'm just like the song, like what it meant, and it was just because like the way that like I feel like I show like that vulnerability and I show that emotion, especially like to translate it like well, is through like the music that I listen to, and that's especially like through different genres and stuff. So like being like feeling like I could like share that, and then like I felt like it wasn't like it didn't get the reaction I expected. Like it upset me. So
and then plus women always expect for us to just be tough. It's like they act like as if we robots. Like you know, we don't supposed to feel anything. Like we hurt too.
yeah.
Words hurt us too. You know, like we might not act like it.
Yeah.
But that shit hurt too.
Yeah, words, actions,
all that stuff. We want to feel appreciated as well. We love thank yous and all that other stuff too. Like, but they don't see that. It just feel like you're a man. You're supposed to do this. You're a man. You're supposed to like no.
Yeah,
I'm human.
Yeah, because I feel like just like with like the expectation that you know like a woman lets her like guard down, like she is allowed to be vulnerable with you. You should be able to reciprocate that. Yeah. So I feel like especially like with like at least like in my case like being like guarded from like the beginning and from my childhood, when you finally do feel like okay I could like relate this to somebody and it doesn't feel like they are accepting of it or they're relating to it, it immediately makes you stonewall. And not only does it do that, it's like I gave you a chance. Yeah. Now I can't share that with you anymore.
Yep. And then that's when our walls go up and we get guarded and everything. And it's like, ah, man. Because the best feeling for a man is to be able to have these emotions, have these thoughts, and want to come home and share them with the person that you share life with.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the best feelings. Like, having someone that you with is like your best friend, your lover, and being able to just come home and say, babe, guess what? And this is what I'm thinking. This is how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And not feeling like you got to leave some parts out and take the emotion piece out of it because you don't know how it's going to be reciprocated. So that's tough. So moving on from that,
right? Because that was a lot.
That's a lot. Peel back your layers. All right, but it's important to talk about it. Somebody that might be listening to us might need to hear this at this exact moment. So if you can exchange one famous black person for someone else, who would you exchange?
For like another race?
Yes. I think like you were waiting for some
famous black person because I'm a. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna have. He ain't do nothing recently, but I don't know. I just saw him the other day and it was just like, it's you, Flavor Flav. So. Now, granted, you haven't done anything in about 20 years, and I respect you for that. However, whenever I see you, I just feel like you don't belong here.
Yeah.
So I would go with like Flavor Flav, and I would want him replaced with, and this is going to be like another like weird take, Miranda Cosgrove, iCarly.
Okay. So. Do we?
That's a strange like.
Yeah. Do we consider? Because at first I was thinking like Diddy. But then I thought about it, I said, dang, now we gotta give Tupac music back and Biggie back music and Mary J music back and
the whole Bad Boy.
Yeah, the whole Bad Boy. I was like, and I like that music.
That defined like a lot of East Coast for like a decade. Mace,
Yeah. And then I thought to myself, is Cardi B black?
No.
We don't cover because every time she talks, she's stupid.
Yeah,
like she don't even make
sense. Something like she's nowhere near black.
Damn, I'm like, damn, man.
I think she's Dominican. If I'm not
something.
mistaken.
Damn, I was like, damn, I wish I could get Cardi B back. She's stupid. I guess O.J. Simpson. Just because if he was missing history, whatever, nobody would care.
So what, you want to bring him back to life just straight?
Yes, just get rid of him.
Okay.
And Scarlett Johansson. And I ain't even gonna elaborate on that because I gotta go home.
That's why I was like, hey, I understand. I understand that one.
All right. So, what are some black sayings?
Oh, just black sayings?
Yeah. What are some black sayings?
I'm gonna pray on it. Because I just recently got that, like Sunday.
Yeah.
Like I had like someone asked me about like my wife like possibly baking them something,
Yeah.
and they asked for the price. I told them the price, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna pray on it." I was like, "AKA, you ain't buying shit."
How about won't he do it? Won't he do it? Every time something happens, won't he do it?
Yeah.
Yep, won't he do it?
No, like, well, I think that might be more of a Cardi B thing, but like, I always hate that like occur and period stuff. No, that's City Girls, period.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't like that.
How about, I can think of one. When somebody asks you how you doing, you got it.
Oh, yeah.
You got it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get like you.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to get like you. You got it. Got what?
What's happening, young blood? Big fella? Like, just...
And so many stupid black sayings. Like, it is crazy.
Now, does it...
How about a hard head make a soft ass? A hard head make a soft ass. We didn't all heard that one.
Yeah. No, I got one. And this is a deep cut. You know what your name is. Come here.
Black parents forget your name.
Right.
Heartbeat.
Forget your name and then just get the scammer like, you know which one I'm looking for.
Hey you. And don't sit up there and while you at the table, you sit up there, yeah, my son about and you be like, Mama 14. Bam! Don't be correcting me in front of these people.
I know how old you
You
is.
say smart ass. This ain't the time. You better not cry. How about I'll knock the black off your ass? Like, how is that even possible?
Knock you in the next week.
I brought you into this world, and I'll take you out.
Yep.
Like, that's murder, man.
Right.
That is murder. Oh man. All right. Did you go or did I go?
No, it's my turn.
Your turn. Okay. I was like, did you go or did I go?
Let me see. If you have a conversation with anyone, who would you choose and why?
That's deep.
I've been thinking about this one recently because like all the like podcasts and stuff that I listen to and just like all of those things, and it's harder than you think, but I would want to talk to somebody like intellectual but also like relatable. I would want to talk to Lupe Fiasco. And I would want to talk to him because like he's one of those like I feel like he's intellectual, and the fact that like now he's like teaching like hip hop in college, but it's also one of those things of like he's like a blurred. He's a black nerd that so happens to rap, but he's also into like all these other things that aren't really like exclusive to black people. So just like how he navigated that, let alone being from the south side of Chicago, I think that'd be a good conversation.
For me, if I can have a conversation with one person for the last time, it would be my grandmother.
Okay.
It'd just be my grandmother. Not only because I miss her, but I just felt like when life didn't make sense, that was my go-to person. This is my go-to person. Spiritually, you know, she'll always give you the right advice. And it's weird because so she was into church, but then she also had that earthly side.
Okay.
You know, because my grandma used to always say, don't be too heavenly bound where you know earthly good. So meaning like, you know, some people when they go to church, they judge you.
Right.
And my grandma wasn't that way. So she was able to be like, look, I'm going to be real with you. And give you the real answer, not just judge you just because she's into the Bible.
Right.
So if I can have a conversation with anyone, it'd be my grandmother.
Okay.
Just to hear her voice, just to listen to, you know, her talk Bible, God, spirituality.
Just impart wisdom.
Yeah, and like so it'd be her.
Okay.
Defining masculinity in modern society. Again, that's back to what I say. Everybody just want to be super hard.
Yeah.
Like you helping somebody move and you accidentally touch your friend's hand, automatically they just assume you gay for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Bro, that's gay, man. Like so me, I don't know. I just today's society. I mean, it's the pause, the no homo, no diddy, whatever you want to call it, society nowadays.
Yeah, but also like I think it's that. But unfortunately, ladies, I do feel like that you guys also have a part to do with that, because it seems like almost anything that a man does nowadays is damn near considered feminine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like oh, you grocery shop, you gay. Like I'm trying to feed myself. How is that even?
Back to what we were saying.
Yeah.
Oh, you being vulnerable, you gay.
Yeah. Like that definitely. Like you share that and then everybody else knows, like, man, dude was up in my house crying.
Yeah.
Like, well, didn't you say his mom died?
Yeah.
He couldn't like just suck that up, shoot at the sky or something. Like I don't know, like it's just how overtly it seems that like men have to be like supremely masculine.
Mm-hmm.
And then when that does happen, all of a sudden it's like you can't be soft around me. Obviously not.
And then what's that cliche? Good guys finish last, right? Because it seems like the good girls want the bad guys, and the bad guys want the good girls. Well, that's that DMX. DMX said it perfectly. Good girls like bad guys, and bad guys like good girls, and good girls like bad guys, even though they tell mad lies. Because it's something about that edge that attracts them to that. They don't want that good guy that's going to take care of them, that don't party, that don't go to clubs, that don't smoke. They don't want that nice life. It seems like they always want that edge until
they get that,
and then they like, this ain't for me. And then they want to go back to the good guy after they've been broken, they've been damaged, and then now that good guy got to suffer from all those wrongdoings that those bad guys did to that woman.
Right. Because now it's like viewed at, like you would be viewed as like you have to fix me.
Yeah.
And I feel like that goes for both sides, but I do just feel like nowadays it's so stigmatized that like men have to be so masculine that it's to a detriment.
Yeah, because how many guys you probably really know in real life, but then you see them around certain people, and you be like, nigga, that ain't how you are for real.
Right.
Right? And prime example, I have brothers and cousins that's in the streets, but that were straight A students, that was raised in the church. They choose to be in the streets, but they're not streets. Like I said, everybody a gangster till a real gangster show up.
Right. And I was gonna say like I don't want to like put anybody on the spot, so I'm not going to name names, but like I feel like we even like work with people like that, where it seems like that's the bravado until it actually comes down to like who needs to actually be tough in the moment of toughness.
Yes.
You know, like, because I feel like there is a lot of tough talk, and like that's where like, you know, you get all this like gun violence and stuff, where it's like, hold this, I gotta take this off before like we throw hands. No, if you really are about that and it's on site, as you say, it needs to be in that moment, not like I'm giving everybody around me the opportunity to pull me back, and then all of a sudden it's, you lucky you holding me back. Like, toughness is like, you only have to be tough when tough is necessary.
Yeah, but people don't realize we both have families, right? Sometimes being tough is just having the ability and the smarts just to walk away.
Yeah, to de-escalate and walk away.
Just walk away. That's tough. That don't make you a punk by walking away. If I know you're not really about to throw hands, and I know that you're going to, like, nowadays you can't even throw hands because somebody coming back to shoot you.
Yeah.
Right? So sometimes being tough is having the ability just to walk away. I got kids.
Right.
I got a home to go to. Most of the time, these people that's arguing with you have nothing to lose.
Right.
Nothing at all. Nobody that care for them. Nobody for them to love. They don't have a job. They have nothing to lose.
And they're willing to risk it all.
Yes. So sometimes walking away, that's tough. That's being tough. Right? And it's also being smart. I could walk away with my life.
Yeah.
Right? I win this battle today, but then tomorrow I lose my life. tell me, how tough are you now in the grave?
Right.
So you in the grave 6 feet because of your pride.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, because of your pride. I'm sorry, like I can't
Yeah,
punch
I'm good on that.
I can't punch a bullet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't dodge a bullet.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'd rather
Well,
walk away.
you could dodge a bullet. I mean, why would you want to?
Yeah, so I'd rather walk away with my life.
Yeah.
All right, so what are black people's struggle meals? For me, noodles in a cup.
Yeah. Because I think
Noodles in a cup.
I think those are even like the cheapest form of the noodles.
Yes,
Noodles in the cup.
and they don't even taste the same as the regular
Yeah.
noodles.
Which you also found out you're not even supposed to be microwaving that cup. You're supposed to just pour hot water in there. So like people slowly dying. But
So how about syrup sandwiches?
choke sandwich.
What your dad did to you, never came back with the milk, so you had to, so you had to eat that cereal with water.
I miss you, Daddy.
We ain't bring the milk back. Those banquet meals, they might be cheap, $1. You get like 10 of them for $1. Sometimes
Yeah.
when they on sale, nigga, you get 15 for 10.
Right, and you can even mix it up. You could get the pot pie one, or you can actually get the frozen dinner. Like
And we all know this. That fried bologna, you got to put those.
With the rings on it,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
you got to put those little slits on the side so it don't pop up like that.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, put that little mustard on that. Oh man, this brings me back. How about the beans with the hot dogs put up in them?
Pork and beans.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely a struggle meal. All right, so we'll move on. So things that you see in a black church:
Big hats.
ATMs, locked doors.
Several collection plates.
Oh yeah, color suits,
Fans. But the
water. That pastor water.
water.
Yeah. Oh, because look, when you go in a white church, I don't see water. I don't see the pastor. They never bring a pastor water. You know what? Because they don't talk that much.
Right.
You know, you in, you out. They say 30 minutes, they you gone in 29 minutes.
Right, but they at least got a continental breakfast at the back of it.
Yeah.
So you always gonna have you some orange juice, some muffins, like some milk.
That pastor water, I feel like somebody need to brand pastor water. They need to sell it in the stores.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know where they get this water from. That pitcher always look cold, no matter what. It be sitting there for like 2 hours and it still look cold.
And it don't matter what time of the year it is, it's always gonna be hot.
That pastor water just, man, that pastor water hit different.
Yeah.
I hate when they drink the water because it's like they just get rejuvenated and then they just start talking more. Like, no, in this shit.
Because it's liquid cocaine.
Another thing you see in the black church is a concert. The reason why I say a concert is I never seen so many praise and worship songs. And then when I be wanting to
Ooh,
break
the praise and worship.
Oh
dancers.
yes, I be wanting to break the praise and worship person, the choir director hand, because he start doing this, and then he like, yep, keep the note, and you hear, I'm like, no, nigga, stop. I'm ready to go home. The football game come on at 12, nigga.
I remember a few years ago, I made a mistake of going to a super church in Chicago on Easter. Enough said.
Another thing that you see in a black church is your time wasted, right? And I'm not saying it's a waste to go to church, but I'm just saying you in there for 6 hours.
Yeah.
6 hours. I love God, but 6 hours? And then you also will see, like you said, many different offers. You will see 6 different offers. Like, I just gave you my last dollar.
Right.
And then after that, now it's a building fund. And then it's this offering and this offer. Like, no.
And then they guilt trip you. Also, you went to the club last night. You got that. Did you get that Hennessy? You got the Hennessy. You had the new J's on your feet, didn't you? So you can't put that in the plate.
And then they be like, I know you got it. Yeah, this last 10, nigga.
Right.
This is to get gas in my car, right? Unless I can put God in my tank, I'm not making it to where I gotta go if I give you this 10.
Man.
Was it you or me?
No, it's you.
It's me?
Yeah.
No, it was you. I did the masculinity.
Oh, okay. All right. What are some things that you went through that helped you become the person that you are today? Plain and simple. Like, I'll keep it like straight to the point.
Heaven offer rides, Lord order me a lift. I'm just trying to be in your presence since you blessed me with this gift. All of my friends dead and gone, no time to right their wrongs. Heaven must have